Stimulus check update for Americans, and it starts with direct deposit stimulus payments in the month of 2025. And we are also going to do some fact checking because they're not just one, two, but multiple stimulus payments are coming in a number of states. But we also have a very important update about federal stimulus check from this administration that could go as high as $2,400 for millions of Americans. So if you are waiting for a relief from this administration, then make sure you stay with us till the end. And before I begin, all I need is just a little favor. Takes 2 seconds to please hit that like button on this video. So without any further ado, let's start the video. So let's start the video with the details of stimulus payments and some fact checking as well, as direct deposit stimulus payment coming in October 2025. And what are the details? Well, let's start with the first payment. Remember, a number of states are sending stimulus payments in the month of October 2025, and we also have a very important update to share with you about the federal stimulus check update that could go as high as $2,400. I'm gonna tell you about it in just a minute, but let's start with what's actually happening in the month of October. Well, starting October the 2nd means just few days from now, Alaska will begin distributing permanent fund dividend, also known as PFD, payments of up to $1,702. And these payments are not federal stimulus checks, and it only goes to residents of Alaska. So if you are living in Alaska, then congratulations, this is your opportunity. And these checks are funded by the state's oil revenue, not federal pandemic program. You need to understand that a number of states are in surplus budgets and they are sending this excess money to its residents, and Alaska is one of them. Now, more than 600,000 Alaskans are expected to receive this year's payout. Who is eligible for these payments? Well, to receive a 2025 Alaska PFD payment, you must be a legal resident of Alaska, have lived in Alaska for at least 72 consecutive hours in each of the past 2 years. This is important. Not claimed residency in any other state, have filed a valid application by March 31st, 2025, not have certain felony convictions. This is a very important eligibility criteria. Means if you have a criminal background, you are not going to get any stimulus payment in Alaska. Well, those who qualified and chose direct deposit will receive funds on October the 2nd, means just few days from now. Paper checks will be made starting October the 23rd. This is huge for millions of those Alaskans who are struggling right now and waiting for a relief. But what about the new federal stimulus check? Well, this is important. You know, recently, Josh Hawley, a Republican, introduced a legislation known as American Worker Rebate Act. And under this act, $600 will be given to every adult and $600 for every dependent. But at the same time, a couple can receive $1,200 under this American Worker Rebate Act. But what's the status of it? This is the biggest question. And do you know a family of 4 can receive up to $2,400? That's the maximum limit of this stimulus tariff rebate payment. But the biggest problem is that a number of Republicans are opposing this bill. And remember, Josh Hawley is a Republican himself. And if you remember, President Donald J. Trump himself announced the possibility of these new tariff rebate stimulus payments for Americans. And he said it numerous times, just like this one.
The deficit. Any update on your previous talking about potentially giving Americans a check?
Well, we have a lot of money coming in, rebate check for the Americans, and it's coming in at tremendous numbers. Don't forget, I would say, Scott, we probably are talking about right now 50%, maybe even less than that. With all the money you're hearing is coming in, you're talking about, a lot of it hasn't kicked in yet. And when it really kicks in is in 2 years when these plants are built and opened and the money starts pouring in, right? But, there's a concept of making you could call it a dividend, as we would say, making a dividend to the people in this country who have had to suffer through stupid leadership. And they paid a lot of taxes and they got nothing for it. Or they got attacked like you were, okay, for it. No, there's a possibility. Primarily we want to pay down debt, but there's a possibility that we take a piece of it and pay some.
So as you can see that President Donald J. Trump talked about these dividend payments, or you can call them tariff rebate stimulus checks, because according to him, US is receiving billions and billions of dollars because of the tariffs that he placed on almost every country in the world. And now he's saying that we are thinking about giving a portion of it to millions of struggling Americans. Well, nothing is confirmed yet, but we'll keep you updated as soon as we receive more details about it. But do you know that inflation refund checks are coming confirmed and approved to millions of New Yorkers, and there's an eligibility criteria. Look at this. Who's eligible? Well, you are eligible for a refund check for tax year 2023 if you file Form IT-201 New York State Resident Income Return, reported income within the qualifying threshold below, and were not claimed as a dependent on another taxpayer's return. Well, the amount of your refund checks depends on your income and filing status for the 2023 tax year, and the checks are starting from the month of October and will be delivered through the month of October and November. Well, the filing status, single, $75,000 and less. If you make that, you're gonna receive $200. Well, if you are married and making $150,000 and less, you're gonna receive $400. And if you make more than $150,000 but below $300,000, then you are going to receive $300. Married filing separately, well, you are going to receive $200 and $150 respectively. Well, at the same time, head of households are going to receive $200 and $150, while qualifying surviving spouses who make $150,000 and less are going to receive $400, while if they earn between $150,000 to $300,000, then they are going to receive $300, and the check will look like this. Well, Katie Hochul also talked about it in a recent announcement of these checks. I made a video about it. I'm gonna link it right here. You can go and watch it yourself. If you have any questions at all, then please let me know in the comments below, and I'll be happy to answer each and every question of yours. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video very soon. Till then, please take care and have a nice day.